I'm going to break down every single muscle of the upper body and how you can start to target it. The first one we're going to hit is the chest. So embarrassingly, this took me a long time for me to understand, and this is why I'm creating this for you, so you don't have to go through the mistakes I did. First up, let's hit the upper fibers of the chest. The exercises that you're really going to focus on with this one here is going to be incline-based movements. Now, of course, one of my favorite exercises that I like to do and have found very beneficial for me is the incline barbell chest press. This is going to start to target those upper fibers of your chest muscles. Now, with this exercise here, you still want to focus on squeezing at the top. Also, with this particular movement, you're going to find yourself getting pretty strong with this if you're doing it correctly. And one of the things I want people to be aware of is making sure that your elbows don't flare out. Now, you may start off with a lighter weight, that's okay. Now, if you can't find yourself getting a good contraction through the upper fibers of this muscle with this particular movement, let's move on to my second favorite movement, attacking the upper fibers. And this is going to be the dumbbell incline chest press. I like this movement particularly because now we're focusing rather than on just how much weight we're using, but how much we're feeling the muscle. And we can start to do this because the dumbbells themselves have a better contraction and better squeeze at the top because the hands come closer together. Now, here's a big error that most people make when they do the incline dumbbell chest press, and I'm guilty of this too. And that's going straight out with elbows flared. And I did this for about 9 years before I realized that I wasn't actually building or targeting the muscles as effectively as I could have been. So to fix this up straight away, just tilt them a little bit and form an arrowhead. This is roughly around 45 degrees and it puts your elbows and your chest muscles at a better place to withstand the tension and feel it as well. Then at the top, you actually get a better squeeze to the upper chest fibers. This is definitely going to be one of the key movements that I would highly recommend and put into the rotation as well as the barbell incline bench press. So I mentioned before that you want to try and attack the middle chest as well as the sternal head. These exercises here will benefit from movements very much similar to what we did with the upper fibers, but we're changing the angle downwards. We're going to now change the angle down to a flat barbell bench press, the king of all chest exercises, which I believe has its place for everyone's program. With this particular one, I like to make sure that you have your upper back nice and tight and your hands in a nice neutral position. This grip is roughly going to be around your wrists underneath your elbows, and you will have to find some experimentation with this. You're going to have to take some time to actually feel this movement for it to be effective, because you can push a lot of weight with this when trained effectively. Now, like I said before, if you do not like this movement, you can actually change this up to dumbbells, which I believe is also as effective. Should you focus on one more than the other? No. I think you should have both at all times. How you use those exercises and how you find it's going to be more beneficial, you will have to find out how your body works well to this. But for me in particular, I'll have phases where I'll focus mostly on the dumbbells and then I do barbells afterwards, or I may do the other way around as well. Now, if you don't like this exercise movement or you can't feel it as much, the dumbbells is definitely a great option. And just like I mentioned in the incline dumbbell bench press, you can twist those dumbbells as well to get greater contraction through the chest fibers. Now, with both exercises, I still recommend you have some sort of body weight based movement. This is going to be really beneficial, but even saying that it's great for finishers or when you just don't have access to all the equipment that you have and you're trying to get out of the gym nice and fast. So when it comes to targeting the sternal head, use push-ups, and push-ups are a great exercise. If you happen to be someone who's a beginner, you're going to find great benefit by getting better in just such a simple movement because you can get really consistent and practice this anytime that you wish without any equipment. Now, if you're roughly becoming an intermediate or high beginner and you're phasing through to it, it's a great idea to try and do the decline or deficit push-ups. These will start to target some of the upper fibers as well as the sternal head fibers in a deeper, full range of motion. And you can start to feel the contraction at the top as well. When it comes to hand positioning, just like you would with your dumbbells, have them slightly inwards and very, very slightly forming that arrowhead. You're going to get a greater contraction through your chest muscles. Now, last but not least, we're also going to target the lower fibers of the chest. Even this one doesn't technically have a head of the muscle like it would with a sternal or clavicular head, there are lower fiber chest muscles that you can start to target. There are two exercises that I would highly recommend, but I have one that's better than the other. So you let me know which one you prefer in the comment section below. The first exercise that you can use is the low to high cable flies. With this one here, you really want to reduce the amount of weight and focus on mind-muscle connection and squeezing through these muscle fibers. Now for me personally, I can't do this exercise and feel a lot out of it. So this is where I don't use this as much, but in theory, this could be a great movement for yourself. For me personally, an exercise that I like to target my lower fibers of my chest has been the dips. And this could be a little bit biased towards me because I have been doing ring dips as well as parallel bar dips a lot more often now since I've been training from home. With this particular movement, if you want to get better at it, you should take your time and don't be afraid to use bands to help you with this. Now, building your chest muscles can definitely give you a bigger appearance in the upper girdle, and this is around your shoulders too. Now, a muscle that you can actually do to help you with this is also targeting your shoulders itself. So if you want to know how you can do this, tap or click the next video over here and we're going to show you how we do that.